He's voiced heroes, villains, and everything in between. Now, voice actor Todd Haberkorn is lending his voice to those who can't speak for themselves, animals. Discover the Humane Beings, a nonprofit foundation making waves in animal welfare. Each month, join Todd and Doug for an inside look at the latest animal plans, organization updates, and how you can make a difference. Visit thehumanebeings.org to sign up for the THB newsletter and join the movement.
Doug, it's interesting to me because it feels the same, but technically this is Volume 2, Issue 1.
Yeah, we've hit a milestone.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But it's like we're still here. We're still in our podcast cockpits doing our thing.
Yeah, but we're not freshmen. We're seasoned veterans now.
Yes. You've got the dual meaning of that. You're the armed forces, Solid Snake badass, and I'm technically... I'm only in the video game world. I'm that because I've done enough FPSing.
Oh well, yeah.
I don't know if I could disassemble and reassemble an M4 with blindfolded, but I could hurt someone with the stock if I just had that. Just like
beat him with the stock.
Real quick pop on the head.
There you go.
But we're here. We're back. It's been a minute. It's been about a minute and a half.
We've talked about it before. Sometimes life just gets in the way, and you got to try and balance things and prioritize things, but we are back.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be okay with that.
It's hard to put stuff like this to the side. You want to be working on this. You want to be helping. You want to be doing, but sometimes, it's hard. It's hard. But we have to be positive. We're here. We're doing this right now. We're back on track.
Yes, and I think what I've noticed when I've talked with people out in the wild, they've been very understanding about that. It's just in my brain always. I'm like, oh man, why do I need this thing called sleep? I should be doing this. So thank you for reminding me of that.
No, it just, we have to remember too that sometimes we can be a surprise. Maybe we miss a week or two, but you know what? When they finally get that text or that letter or that whatever they're going to get from us, what a pleasant surprise it'll be. And they'll be right back in the loop again. They're not going to forget about us.
Yeah. And that reminds me of that thing where it's like we always think we're the star in everybody's movie, but they're the star in their movie. Like we're all the stars in our own movies. So that's something to keep in mind too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, if you've stumbled upon us, if you're just joining us, this is the podcast version of the newsletter because we've got a monthly newsletter and both versions have different things that the other doesn't have. So they have similar things because they cover the same topics, but you get a little bit of a different marbling on the vegan steak that is the newsletter versus the one that is
when you
the
said
podcast.
Marbling, I was wondering where you're going with that. He's not going to say ribeye. He's not going to say ribeye.
So
vegan
we're back in action, and I like that. This is the second time we have this new format in the newsletter. For those of you in the know, you know what I mean. I'm just trying a new look, and I like it. I think it keeps
it looks good. It looks really good.
Got we got a little our monthly animal quote there, and we've got some nightmare fuel in the form of this first birthday picture.
But that's us. 1 year. 1 year. Well, 1 year of being active towards the public. You had this going way before a year ago.
Well, it's because of all that planning. And I remember our early meetings, you and I, when we were talking and we were working out all the logistics of that. It was there was so much. And it's weird because logically, I knew, and I think you knew, and everybody knew that it's going to be more difficult than just we want to help animals. There's so many layers to that I think when we really sat down and started to actually dive into it, it's pretty overwhelming.
Absolutely. Yeah. What it takes to help animals, you're right. That's what we want to be doing. We just want to be helping. But everything that surrounds us, giving us the ability to help, what a pain in the tuchus that is. Good grief. There's so much.
And we're just doing one aspect of this animal stuff. There are people like Courtney, who we often reference, who is doing some really difficult stuff every single day.
Every day.
I'm sitting here, with everybody trying to climb Griffith Park, which is it's still a mountain, but it's not Everest. It's not Kilimanjaro. That's what Courtney does every day. And so many people every day do that I almost feel I'm like, oh man, well, I'm over here doing this, but they're doing that. But it all contributes to the same magic of trying to help animals. So
Absolutely.
we have to keep that in mind. But yes, you're right. I mean, I want to say that I thought of this right before COVID got nice and ensconced in our society. I was directing this show called Power Players, and I was at the studio in Burbank called Dubbing Brothers. And we were working on this series, which is basically like Toy Story, but if Andy could turn into a toy as well. And then they go on adventures. It's on Netflix. You can check it out on Netflix. The guys that wrote it also created Ben 10 and Big Hero 6. And so we met on Ben 10, where I play Gray Matter and other characters. And so we were working on this, and I don't remember why I thought that it was the time to invade my life with all my copious amounts of free time and do an animal journey. But I was like, let's do that. And so I still have the very early logo designs, because that's where it started with me, was just the name and then the logo. And I sat on it for a couple of years, because we did have a pandemic. But
Yeah.
I could have, if we have another pandemic, I'll use that time more efficiently and do more of that legwork on the whatever idea I come up with. But I should have been doing that. So I sat on this idea and then was like, well, let's do all the difficult stuff with this. Let's wash the dishes and do the chores and get all the government stuff going and all the paperwork going and the website and all that, which you don't think about when you have this nugget of an idea. And so a lot of that was taking place. And then Doug came along, and Courtney came along, and Melissa and Kent and John and Nicole, and everybody they saw the vision. But it's still, even to this day, it's still that mountain. And it's easy to get overwhelmed by it. But I think that one thing that I think each time we meet, it's this reaffirming of like, hey, just the one step at a time. So that's how you tackle it. How do you read Pride and Prejudice? I wouldn't. That's way too long for me. But you read it one page at a time, and boom, before you know it, 1,000 years later, you're done with the book.
Exactly.
So
yeah, it's reaffirming too, because every time we do get a chance to meet, we keep moving forward, right? We are able to set tasks for ourselves, set some goals, and keep chugging along. And that's what keeps us going. If we were trying to do this in a bubble, there's no way. But it's that getting together. It's the visits, going out into the sanctuaries. Re-energizes you charges that battery every time, just a little bit more, so you can just keep pushing, just keep going. And we're also learning too. I mean, I'll admit, stepping into this, some of the tasks you gave me were like, all right, let's get this done. And then I started studying and learning. I was like, all right, I have no idea, I better dig into this. So it's been a learning experience. It's been learning and growing and trying to take those skills that we're picking up on and apply them to this project. And we're still going. We're still learning. We're still doing.
Yeah, it's equal parts really want to help and be benevolent and altruistic towards animals. And then one part, oh my God, am I doing this right? One part, I don't think I'm doing this right. Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe?
And it's all that swirling together. And it's been, what's been really an anchor, I think, has been the continued energy that you put in and everybody that's involved puts in when they can. And then also the fan support. The support from the people that are there cheering us on from the sidelines, and whether they get involved through donations or they share posts or they follow, all of that contributes. All of that helps.
Well, and that's the weird thing for us, and I say us, that pretty much means they're right outside of you and the wife, is that we don't have that same interaction you do. You're at the cons talking to the fans and seeing the excitement and the energy. And we see it on social media, but it's got to be reaffirming, and it's got to feel great to have these people walk up and be excited about what we're doing, and to see it in their eyes, and to know that maybe you've made that connection and hooked them a little bit and got them interested. So that's something I wish we could see, but I'm glad you're out there representing us and being able to push the good word and get those people to like, follow, support us, all those things we ask about all the time.
We still need more of. We always need more of it. But first off, happy birthday. Happy THB birthday.
Happy birthday.
But we've been meeting with the social media consultants, trying to really, because one thing that we've talked about in podcasts before is, like, so many times We see examples of people diving into adventures with no knowledge of how to do it. There is an aspect of where I think everyone does this, where you're building the plane as you're flying it, but you don't have to always do that. You can learn, and as you were talking about, and investigate and study, which is what we're doing, where we have consultants coming aboard and helping us learn how to do this thing that you feel like you know how to do on the surface. It's like a song. Oh yeah, I know that song. Okay, well, what are the lyrics? Oh, well, maybe I don't know it as well as I thought I did. When you have to actually sit down and write down the lyrics of that song. And it's the same kind of dynamic here, where we've all been around social media for so long, but when you really get down into the nitty-gritty of it, there's actually a lot to uncover there. And I feel like it's been really great meeting with the consultant that we have.
Oh, absolutely. It's been eye-opening. Just, like you said, we've all been around social media, but this is social media for nonprofits. This is, how do you target and bring in people that have like interests, and it's so in-depth and fascinating. We were just scratching the surface, just kind of paddling on the water before, but now that we've talked to this person and we've got some better ideas and better focus and better understanding of what our jobs are and how we do this, moving forward, I just think it's going to be even better. We're going to be able to engage, get people what they want to see and talk about, and get them involved.
Yeah. And even though it's our THB birthday, we actually are giving out a gift to non-birthday members.
Somebody cool in THB happened to get a Switch, didn't they? And they happened to give it away. So yeah, this summer we were doing a giveaway, trying to get to 1,000 total subscribers, likes, people, whatever you want to say, whichever platform it is. We were just trying to get 1,000 people involved with THB, and Todd is going to announce the winner of the giveaway.
And the winner has been someone that has supported us and supported THB, supported me as a voice actor, has been always there on streams, and no matter, she's in a different time zone and she's made the time for it. She's been so sweet and kind, and whenever she gets something signed, she's like, oh, can Nicole sign it too? She's like, if you took a mint chocolate chip cupcake and you turned it into a person, it would be this person, just fluffy and delightful. Their handle, I know their name, but I'll just give you their social media handle, millennial_fairy. Millennial Fairy. You have won the Switch 2. And actually, I'm going to show Doug. You won't be able to see it.
I haven't even seen it yet.
It's right here.
It's real? It's
right
real.
There. You can hear me. This is me rubbing the box. But it's good to go. So I'm going to reach out. Now, Millennial Fairy's in Canada, so I don't know how that's going to... all the tariffs to get her the Switch 2. So we'll see how that goes. I think
we'll have to smuggle it across the border.
I'm actually going to wait to see if she discovers that she's won through the newsletter.
Oh, how cheeky. You're going to see if they're paying attention. Oh, that's just mean. I love it.
So congratulations, Millennial Fairy. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being a follower. Continue, everybody. Be like a Millennial Fairy. We can all use a little bit more Millennial Fairy in our lives, but that's not the only bit of merch that's going on right now.
No, the social media merch thing has been quite a collab over the last few months through the summer. And we also threw out there another contest, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Trying to find out, Todd, through his amazing connections and the work that he does, came up with about a dozen, 10 or 12 different designs for our first official THB t-shirt. And we were able to throw some designs out to our followers and listeners and watchers and have them vote on them, see what they liked. And we have a winner. We're going to have our first t-shirt, and it's really cool. And a small portion of the proceeds are going to humane beings, but honestly, we're just kind of doing this to get them out there so that you can wear one and you can talk about us. Maybe somebody comes up and says, hey, what's that shirt about?
And really. just to clarify what you were saying, Doug, in terms of like the small portion, the overhead on these shirts is pretty titanic. They're made when you order it. So they're not sitting in a warehouse somewhere. When you order it, boom, they're made, they're shipped to you. So the exchange is overall a very small, like the margin is so slim, but that margin will go to THB. So yeah,
Yes.
to piggyback off what you're saying, Doug, this is about getting the word out, getting the messaging out so that people can be aware of our movement, of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve, and come join us. And so yeah, Doug, you and Savannah put together a March Madness tier system where fans could go on and vote on, how many different designs was it total? Was it like, was
my
it
goodness.
8?
I think 8 total.
8
and then
total.
it got narrowed down to the 1, yeah.
Yeah, so we had 8 total, brought them down to the 2 finalists, and then we had everyone at THB vote on one of the 2, and we've got the winner. And if you've got the digital, the print version of the newsletter, there's a link in there to where you can go order it right now. You can order it as a hoodie, as a tank top, as a t-shirt. Other ones will come in different colors. This one works best in black.
It does.
But we're gonna have other shirts that will be in a variety of colors. So this will be fun. I mentioned this in a previous Being Humane newsletter. Where I want to take this eventually is have guest artists do designs that are THB themed, and then we highlight that local artist or that artist of the month, and then we get the word out about them. We get a cool design, and we have another shirt option. So that's where this is going.
Well, and the good thing about the way you chose doing this too is you could have 10 shirts up there if you want it. It's not going to cost us. We don't have to have inventory. We don't have to have 1,000 shirts printed up with 10 different designs. It's the mechanism is you find a design you like, you can buy it, they print it, they ship it. So yeah, we can build on this, and we are going to build on this. There will be maybe a New Year's shirt or a spring shirt. There'll be artist design shirts and all that merch, and we'll keep building on it to spread the word, and hopefully just put some cool stuff in your hands too that you'll like and enjoy and be proud to wear around or use, and show everybody what you're all about and what we're all about.
And this is tying into that effort of trying to keep our overhead lean. So yes, we do have overhead. We have considerable overhead for running all of the things that even make up our little pocket of the universe. But it's not like having our own shelter, like having our own sanctuary.
Yeah, we're not brick and mortar, thank goodness.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. Get that copy of the newsletter so you can find the link. And of course, we'll have it on the site.
It'll be out on the site. It'll be out on social media. We'll get all that.
For sure.
We'll drive you there. We'll hold your hand and get you there.
And then while you're wearing that shirt, if your ears are lonely and they're like, well, why don't we get anything? Well, you can. It's done. Squirms.
It's finished?
Squirms Big Day, the audio edition. The reason I say it's coming very soon is because it's already done. And I want to get it up on Audible. But the process of getting it on Audible is you've got to have the ebook version first. Well, that has to go through a Kindle version. So then when you make the Kindle version, that has to get approved. So that's in that process right now, the review process from Amazon. When they take your Kindle version, you can't just throw it in there. You have to convert all the files and make sure all the dimensions are right. You then also have to do, because it's Squirms Big Day is primarily a children's book with visuals, you have to activate the guided view. Well, where does the reader look when they're reading the book? So you have to create all of those little views that they see. Does it zoom in here? Does it zoom out here? Does it zoom into that? For every page. So that's, speaking of all the layers, that I just wanted to get Squirm's audiobook edition up on Audible. Well, it took a whole day of being like, oh, I have to learn how to create the ebook version. Oh, I've got to convert it to, I'd never even heard of that file type. What? Convert it to that. Upload it. Approve it. Make sure it meets the dimensions. What's this guided view thing? Figure that out. So I did all that. And that was after doing the part that I know quite a bit better, which is the creation of Squirm's Big Day, the audio edition. What I initially, for those of you who are like, what is Squirm's Big Day? There's a link in the newsletter, but you can also go to our website, thehumanebeings.org, and you can see the story of where this came from. And when we did the initial order of these back in February, you could get a limited edition with a special badge. They were numbered and hand-signed hardback versions of this book. Can't get those anymore. They are done. So now we have the softback version you can get, and I'll still sign it, but it's not numbered, and it's the softback. So hint, hint, when book 2 comes out next year, pre-order early. So some of you ordered the audiobook version, and I just haven't had that bandwidth to sit down and really focus on it, because I did every aspect of it. in addition to writing the book, I did the audio for it.
Wait, you did the voice? You did the audio?
The sound design, the music, and the voicing. All three of those things are all three hats that I wore on my little squirrely neck. And so all of those were worn. And so I wanted to make sure that I had the bandwidth to really focus on that. And so initially we were going to do something where everybody kind of watches me do that whole process. But that's a very I get antsy during that. I knew it was going to draw my focus away, and I'm going to have to be looking at the chat. And it just would take a long time, and I wasn't going to be able to really give the right creative juices to the project that I wanted to. It was going to take 4 times as long. So I was just like, you know what, let me just do it. Because also it's a tribute. It's a tribute to our late Squirm, and I want to be with that. And so in the newsletter, there's a little clip. You can click on to hear a little preview of the book if you like. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Doug, I hadn't visited this book since February, and so when I started to go through it, I was like, I just wasn't ready for some of the, Squirm was very special to us, and it snuck up on me as I was working on it. So it's awesome tribute that you can get a copy if you like from thehumanebeings.org, and those proceeds go to support THB. We've got posters and shirts and fun stickers and coloring book version of it, and soon, as soon as it gets approved from Amazon, you can get it on Amazon on your Kindle, and then you can get the audiobook version as well. So I'm really excited about that. And for the people that ordered, Howard, I'm looking at you. For you, it's going to be coming to your inbox very shortly.
And if you happen to know an educator, anybody listening out there,
yes,
an educator, push them our way. Give them the link. Let them talk to us, because we would love to get this in the hands of kids everywhere. That's who the story is written for. So we would love to be able to help out an educator somewhere, put these in the classroom and give the kids a chance to read through it.
Oh, Doug, and then there's even the whole awards circuit, getting the book submitted for awards, the audiobook submitted for awards, getting it into libraries. That's a whole mission that we got to figure out. I totally forgot about that. We got to go look at that.
Yeah. It just keeps, it's this many-headed monster that, every time we feel like we've got one head under control, another one grows and pops up, and it just keeps growing and growing. But it's not arduous. It's not,
it's overwhelming because we want it all done today.
Right. You want to be able to have this out there, and there's so much behind the actual product.
Yeah.
We'll get there. I can't wait. I cannot wait. This is going to be so much fun. And look for Todd's book on the library circuit, on the awards circuit. Who knows what might happen or what could be out there, but keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
So you were supposed to be leaving this year. You were going to take a trip. Actually, you were supposed to take this trip last year?
It got pushed from last year because we were just kicking off THB.
Yeah, we were just starting this, yeah.
And so then we moved it to this year, and then we were supposed to go to Zimbabwe earlier this month, but there are just some changes happening to green energy in the U.S., some policy changes that make Mrs. H's job in solar energy very difficult.
Nigh impossible,
and so she's got to adjust and pivot for that, and so it just, we wouldn't have been able to go. And so we moved it to next year. But
you mentioned you were upset that you couldn't stream the Squirm audio book recording.
Yeah.
But you have not even a consolation prize, because I think this is going to be more exciting to see, a live streamed Todd Haberkorn kicking it on a 10K.
My very first 10K. And I've worked out my whole life, but I've never really ran. And I started running last December, and I just stuck with it. But I've never done a 10K. I've never run that far. So that's going to be what y'all will see in November 8th. We'll have a link. We'll send out the info, of course. But on Twitch, we're going to do a live 10K. My very first one. I have purposely not run a 10K yet, saving it for this moment. We're going to be raising funds, 10K for Zimbabwe. Now, this is in addition to, because our fees, Nicole and I were going to go, our fees to go to Zimbabwe and be at this conservation, we donated to the cause, to their cause. So this will be in addition to that. And I even mentioned it in the newsletter. It would be awesome if we raised 10K while I was running a 10K for Zimbabwe. That would be amazing. That would be awesome.
It would be, yeah, that would be so special. Now, is this going to be a 10K AMA for Zimbabwe? Are they going to be able to ask you about stuff while you're running? Are you going to try and interact?
We're going to have an MC. An MC is going to be there to help me make sure I'm doing it right, but then also to field chat questions and stuff like that. And I'll be able to talk here and there. I'm going to be booking it. I'm going to be hustling, trying to do this.
Got to keep your mind off it, though. Yeah, it's a good distraction to have people, making you think about something else besides, hammering your feet down on that treadmill.
And also the running, 10K, it sounds like a lot. A 10K to raise 10K for Zimbabwe. But if you think about it, just feeding a single elephant, one elephant, just feeding them a month is like $2,700. That's for a month. That's one elephant. That's not their medical. That's not their shelter. That's
just food.
Nothing else. And so this organization has more than one elephant. They've got more than one rhino. They've got more than one giraffe. So it seems like a lot, but in the scope of things, it is not. So that's why we, in addition to donating our fees to go for a couple of weeks, we want to also contribute in this way. Thank you for those of you that are going to get on board with that mission and be there when I'm suffering.
Yeah, please jump on board. He's going to need all the love and support he can get. He's never run 6.2 miles before in one go. So this is going to be amazing.
This will be something. It will be something.
But you got all of us behind you. You're going to get there. There's no doubt in my mind you'll get there. I don't know how fast you'll get there, but you're going to get there.
Now, you used to run back in boot camp.
Well, yeah, I was I don't know. Most people may not know. I was a Marine a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
What's the farthest we ever ran? Probably 14, 16 miles. But
oh, my God.
Too, but this was always a controlled run, right? This wasn't like we were all just taking off at our fastest. And this was always a controlled run where you're running together as a group, you're supporting each other. We had a PFT, we had to run 3 miles. That was the physical fitness test. So that was always the buildup, is learning how to run 3 miles and then be able to do that successfully. So we ran a 5K basically all the time. After the first couple of weeks, you ran it pretty much every day. You're always out there running. And if you ever get to meet me, folks, you're going to recognize right away that this body was not made to run. It was made for very short distances. But I had to adapt and overcome and learn how to run. And
more of a power
at the end, yeah, I'm more of a fullback than a wide receiver. Let's put it that way. Oh, that's a sports analogy, Todd. Just sports ball.
But if you were running 13 plus miles, that's a half marathon.
Yeah, we would do it together. Never had to go that far in gear, mind you. Thankfully, it was sneakers and shorts. We would do force marches. You could do up to 20 miles easily in a force march. That's with 80 pounds of stuff in your sack and on your back and your camis on and your boots and just trudging along, just moving. So those days are far, far behind me. So there'll be a little tear in my eye to watch you run, knowing that, where my life a little different right now. I might be right there with you, but I'm going to encourage you and make sure that we keep you moving. And this is going to be so much fun.
I'm not going to have the haircut you had when
you sure?
ran.
Come on. I'll cut it personally.
I don't think
I'll give you high and
be
tight.
allowed back in the house if I did that. If I survive it, we'll be enjoying our next adventure here.
Well, I want to ask before we move on, and this is good. This is a great segue. But do you have a target time?
No.
Is there something do you have a goal? Like, I want to do it in X.
Oh.
I'd like to reach. Well.
Oh no, I don't.
Maybe there's some milestones we can set up if you're for every.
You know what we'll do? We'll do whatever we raise. If I get first place, I'll match whatever we raise. Yeah.
Now, who you running with? Is this a structured thing where you're running against people?
Yes, so what it does is this virtual 10K is it compiles all the people at that time that are going to be wanting to run a 10K as well, all over the world.
Okay.
And then it puts you in that demographic, and then you run. So this is with people from all over the world that are going to be in this 10K. I forget the number of people, but it's a small group, and then we're going to do it.
Oh yeah. Everybody be there. Cheer him on.
November 8th at, I want to say 1 p.m. Yeah. Yep, November 8th, 1 p.m.
That's Pacific Standard Time in the United States.
Yep. Yeah.
And speaking of wild animals that like to run, besides you've got something you're working on with a major content producer that's going to tie into THB and your work really nicely.
I'm working with an actor named Jonah Scott, who I think most people would know. If you like the anime universe, you know Jonah Scott. We're working on a show right now that I can't tell you, but it involves animals, animals that talk. There's a wolf that he plays in this show, and I was like, oh, you know what? That might be kind of cool, because Jonah's never been to volunteer at a rescue before. Why don't we go to a wolf rescue and do our THB thing? So right now we're in talks with a rescue that, Doug, you are familiar with.
Yeah, it's not too far away from us up here in the Pacific Northwest, so we get to have you come visit us.
Yeah, and that's going to help with logistics so much. I also wear the hat of travel agent when we go to do these things.
Yeah.
So that will definitely help. So, but yeah, we're looking at a wolf sanctuary that we're going to go visit, and we'll have Jonah with us, and we're going to have the engineer that is recording this show with us, and it'll be both their first times and their first times with THB, and I thought it would be a nice way to tie into the show that we're working on together. That'll come out, I imagine, at the beginning of next year, so that'll be on Netflix. It's a continuation of a series, the next season of a show. But I thought that'd be an awesome way to round out the year. We've got one more visit that we're still trying to figure out logistics for, but this would help us get to our goal, which is doing 6 visits a year. That would help us get there. If we finish with our end of the year NorCal Elephant Go, boom, we're there. In our first year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been fun, too. We hung out with bats. I mean, literally in a room with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bats flying around. The animal shelter in El Dorado and
Lions,
all the
tigers,
help
and bears.
Lions, tigers, and bears. All the help you were able to do during the wildfires. Helping out.
That was. I went to the. The horse rescue.
It's been crazy. Look, I'll do it. I'll toot my own horn, our own horn. I'll pump us up. We, in 1 year, have done some really amazing stuff for a group that just got together and just kicked it off. I'm pretty proud that we've been able to get out there and be as interactive and as helpful as we have been. And I'm looking forward to finishing the year and seeing what next year brings. Getting back out again and hitting more places and giving more help and donations when we can and all of that. For 1 year, it's pretty extraordinary what we've been able to do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to diving in now that we've got a couple of foundational things that we're still laying on some layers of paint to that foundation, but we've got a good base to start
Yes,
from.
we do.
Speaking of our supporters and our donors,
Couldn't do it without them.
Doug, we've got some wise owls and loyal lions. So here's what I need you to do, though. I need you to give us these names as if you were an airplane pilot. You got to go into your airplane pilot mode.
Oh my goodness. Let me see. Can I keep this character up?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Thanks for flying with us on THB Air. We are very glad to have you on board today, and we have some special guests I'd like to acknowledge. First is the amazing Eric Vale. We've also got flying with us John Rogers, Elizabeth Maxwell, Robert Van Ness, Anthony Chesney, and Objo Accordingly. And up in first class, boy, they have put in some hours, and we're glad to have them on board. You've got Jeremy Lee, Second Wind, Rena Hamasaki Ferreras. Thanks for joining us today. If you look outside the left window, you're not going to see anything because this is all pretend.
Good. And thank you to our donors always.
Yeah, all
every
kidding
day,
aside,
all the
thank
time.
you. That was the support you're giving us is so appreciated.
Does not go unnoticed ever.
No. When those funds show up and come in, it just puts a smile on our face. It's just and it warms our heart to know that you're out there thinking of us, thinking of all the animals that we can help together and finding a way to support us. So thank you.
We've got our favorite section coming at us from one of our brand ambassadors, actually. Kyle Abear, who you know him, just like Jonah Scott. You know Jonah Scott, you know Kyle Abear.
He's amazing.
Yeah, and Doug, he's your Klansman.
He's my killing buddy. Yeah, we haven't done it as much lately, but we have been known in the past to spend many long hours late into the evening, early into the morning, killing zombies.
Glad you clarified that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't clear at first. No, we are not out there committing felonies.
But
Call
if you
of
were,
Duty or
you wouldn't
whatever.
be admitting it right here.
No, we're zombie hunters. We're zombie killers. It's just, he's a great video game partner and player and a good friend, and we're happy to have him on board. He gave us
His favorite piece of content right now, I haven't seen it yet. I want to.
Nor have
Again,
I.
it's that bandwidth thing. Alien Earth, that series on Hulu. I definitely want to check it out. I've heard nothing but good things. But even if I didn't hear great things about it, I've been known to watch stuff that's terrible, stuff that wins Razzies. So I probably would have checked it out anyway. He's got a brand of the month. Doug, what's his brand of the month, his favorite?
Well, apparently Kyle's drank the Kool-Aid. He is an Apple fan. He says iPhone 17, the Apple Watch Ultra 3. He is entrenched and embedded in the Apple culture.
You ain't getting out. Once you're in that jungle,
It's over.
you're one of the mycelium. I'm in it.
Me too. I sound so down on it, but yeah, I'm 100% a part of it.
Oh yeah, I need
as
it.
well.
His favorite meal, chilaquiles. And if you click on the link in the newsletter, it takes you to the top 20 chilaquiles spots in LA. So you have to check that out. Tell us what you think. Do you agree with Kyle that we have the best chilaquiles in LA? I don't know. I'll have to try these places. And then his favorite song of the week. Do you know this one, Doug?
I don't. You're gonna have to click on it and see who the artist is. Well, you may not be able to tell if you know Kyle at all. He's a bit of a, kind of a metalhead. His entertainment tendencies can lean that way. So if I'm looking at this, I'm guessing it's some sort of like raging heavy metal type song going on here. But
That's very astute
I
of
could
you,
be
Doug.
wrong.
I
I
know
could be
the
wrong.
artist. I'll let the readers and listeners figure that out. But you are right. That was
Okay.
a good Armed Forces Marine guess.
jumped with it.
The song
Yeah.
is "Milk of the Madonna." If you
Go find it and listen
yeah.
to it. If you follow him on social media, throw him a thanks for us. Would you just reach out there and ping him and just, hey, Kyle, thanks for supporting THB. We love you.
Yes. You know, folks, we did it.
Did we do it?
Volume 2, Issue 1, Episode 1. Now, I was just about to say, this will be out soon. By the time you hear it, it's already out. So I shouldn't have even said that. Thank you so much, Doug, for taking the time to...
I am appreciative that you give me the opportunity to chat with you and do this. It's amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely. We can be humane together.
Absolutely.
Want to continue the adventure? Head to thehumanebeings.org and explore ways to get involved. Follow us on our socials for heartwarming stories and updates. Ready to make a real difference? Volunteer your time, donate to the cause, or even spread the word to animal-loving friends and businesses. Every action, big or small, makes an impact for these animals. Their hope is in our hands.